everyone. Hope you are doing well and staying at home. I'm Gautam Oswal, Chairman of GITO International Wing. GITO has 11 chapters globally, and I'm sure most of them are participating today along with other my GITO members. We thought need of ours to know the impact of global business and financial world in COVID era and post-COVID era. And we thought the best person to address this is none other than Motilalji Oswal. And I'm sure you agree to this. Motilalji is MD and CEO of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. He is a GITO of Expa chairman of 1618. I don't think he need more introduction. All of you know him well. We welcome you, Motilalji.
My pleasure, absolutely.
We start a session now with Motilalji talk. That will be for 30 minutes, and it will be followed by 30-minute question and answer. If anybody have a questions, request you to please send in or raise your hand. Let's start, Motilalji.
So, Jai Jinendra, it's really a pleasure for me to be here with our GITO fraternity and our members and supporters across the globe. I think past 3 weeks has been very different and for many people difficult also. But I think this is the way life works for you. Many surprises. What I call it, there are a lot of unknown and unknowable things. Unknown and unknowable. Many things which are unknown, but other people know it. But these are the things first time anything really happening which is unknown and unknowable. And that's why Gautamji, thank you very much for inviting me for this session.
My pleasure, sir.
I try to analyze the situation and I made a good presentation out of my experience about the market, the economy, the businesses, and the individual life. So to begin with, the title I have given is COVID-19. Can it create a new world? It has definitely created a different and new world, but what's really going forward from here? So let me try to decode for all of you. Just to share, these are the 5 parts of my presentation. COVID-19 and its global impact, how the governments have so far responded to the situation, what are the implications for India, lessons for corporates, and a few sectors in the market which are getting impacted negatively as well as positively. So the way we live, the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we work, the way we socialize, the way we shop, and the way we exercise, everything has changed. Absolutely very different world. Personally has given a name as Black Swan event, which is basically unknown and unknowable, as I said. The biggest impact has happened to across the globe, about 800 crores people, but world's 2 biggest economies, 2 biggest. India may be in the 5th largest economy, but 2 biggest, United States and China, they are at the core of the challenge. Started from China, now US numbers are far, far bigger, and the crisis is much bigger seen there than the China itself. When we analyze the impact of the economy, especially post meltdown, we have gone through, I would say, big kind of, I think, correction, the way the businesses are happening, the way economy is really, I think, as on today, which is practically shut economy. There are basically 4 scenarios where how we can actually see the going back or the growing from here, where do we kind of, I think, see. So the economist actually has given 4 scenarios. What could be scenarios for recovery? And out of 4, which is W, V, L, and U, these are the 4 scenarios. And I feel the recovery, my sense is that it will be W shape, where we recover very, very fast. W is V and V. So we recover fast. Again, there'll be some kind of, I think, issues. Again, really, we impact, we say some changes or maybe a few more lockdowns. And then again, we kind of, I think, go back to the changes. Basically, the fastest is the V shape. Within kind of, I think, 6 months, we can see the V shape recovery. Then U shape, which can happen between 6 months to 12 months. If the recovery kind of, I think, takes more time and it's volatile, then we say it is a W. Otherwise, it is L, which is the most painful kind of, I think, situation which can last beyond 2 to 3 years. So my estimate is that we would kind of, I think, see this recovery in terms of W, where we recover. We can again, I think, face some challenges and then slowly we'll recover it back. The China, which is the world's largest producer so far, is seeing huge amount of backlash from across the globe because the virus started from there and the whole world is suffering. And another thing is that people want to de-risk from China. When you have too much dependency on one country for most of your needs, be it on manufacturing side or be it even on many technology and innovation side, I think we have a problem. So the world is now looking at different alternates other than China. Could be US, and India could have a big opportunity, which I will share some of my thoughts later. So the equity markets globally, they're fallen by anywhere between 25 to 40%. The Brazilian markets are the worst. India also is amongst the worst market. The financial markets are always supposed to be very, very volatile, and the actions and corrections happens very, very fast. We should not get undue disturbed by that. But the recovery also, I think, will also, as and when happens, it also will be very, very fast. When we look at the economies, you can see the pre-COVID and post-COVID, what are the estimates which were happening. Like India, we had the estimate of more than 6%. Now we are talking about 2% or maybe below that. These are just the estimates coming from the Economist magazines. The worst impacted in terms of the economy is Italy. If you see the bottom countries, Italy, Germany, Argentina, they can see as negative 7%, 8% kind of, I think, degrowth at the economy level. When we look at the US and European Union economies, it could be 5 to 9% degrowth in FY21. In the estimates are saying that in America, the unemployment can go to as high as 20%, which is going to be a big kind of, I think, problem for them. Indian GDP in this quarter only, we think that we will decline by 10 to 15%. So that will be the first time where such a big kind of, I think, negative decline in Indian GDP will happen. Indian rupee already under pressure, but we feel that 3 to 4% year-on-year depreciation will continue, which happened in the best of the times, but it can happen more. Although we are not globally dependent upon, because our domestic consumption is very high, and too much dependence on export and import is not there. And wherever we've seen the big dependence on both oil and gold, I think gold demand will be very less, and oil in any case has corrected big. So for India, it is a big boon in terms of oil price fall. The impact globally will be very different. Every country will have its own challenges, I think, and so it can't be uniform in terms of what can impact Argentina or what can impact America or what will impact Italy will be very different than what impact we will see in India. So every country has to see its own kind of dynamics in terms of what are the internal consumption, what are the kind of an external forex reserves, and government's responses to what's happening in those kind of situations. Oil, my estimate is that it could hover between 40 to 50. It will go up from here as and when some demand. Right now, there's no demand, so as and when some demand picks up, we feel that 40 to 50 will be the price for oil. The oil producing countries will be in serious kind of problem. Another trend which is that is anti-globalization forces. Now every country first, when you are in crisis, you try to protect yourself first. So in that sense, I think there will be anti-globalization forces will come back, and there will be a lot of restrictions on import and exports, especially in the commodities like pharmaceutical or I think any kind of merger, cross-border acquisitions, currency kind of I think controls. Everything really will definitely be there based on country to country. I think globally about more than 300 crores people actually have shut their borders between the country to country, and huge number of people in India in lockdown, which is impacting I think huge in terms of not only consumption but the people spiritually as well as mentally. A big shock across. When we look at the fiscal and monetary stimulus which is given by the countries across the globe, you see the left hand side chart is about the interest rates. Practically, many countries have a negative interest rate. Look at Euro, Japan. I think these are the countries where already we have seen negative interest rates. US is more or less now at zero interest rate. India also interest rates cut is there, but still we are at about 6%. Some of the major economies actually have their stimulus package as high as 15 to 20% of their GDP. Huge kind of I think amount is being given. You can see the name of the countries and the rate cuts they have announced for the stimulus commitments. Like the highest commitment has gone from the Germany, about 21% of the GDP. Spain, the countries which are highly impacted, they've given the maximum kind of I think stimulus packages for their domestic and global kind of economies. Can you move next, please? So in all, we already have seen $15 trillion worth of stimulus announced globally. $15 trillion. So 1 trillion is about $1,000 billion, and in rupees, at 70 rupees, it can be 70 lakhs crores is equal to 1 trillion. India has announced the 4 lakhs crores, that is 2% of the GDP, as the stimulus package for its population. US fiscal deficit, you can see 19% of the GDP, huge. So they will have huge amount of deficit for fiscal level, which is going to create another issue, side effects in terms of inflation and consumptions and currency rates. Singapore, EU, I think there are huge number of global governments, they are buying their own assets directly, and the rate cuts I have seen earlier. Yeah. So move next, please. In India, I think with 130 crores population, 1.3 billion, we have seen just 14,000 cases out of 2 million cases globally, which is too small a number. I would say so far the health crisis has been managed well by India, but I think the economical crisis will have to be managed going forward here. There was a McKinsey report pre-COVID, where which definitely will happen maybe 1 to 2 years later, that by 2023, in next 3 years, 390 million people will kind of I think be in middle class. The biggest consumption for that I think basics will be kind of huge big area of growth for Indian population, because these are new people which will move to the middle class. In India, we have very high unemployment rate. Even kind of I think at 24%, we will kind of I think have serious problem for as far as unemployment is concerned. In India, the unorganized sector, which is the casual workers, the temporary workers, the migrant workers, out of the total workforce of about 40 crores people working, 25% of the total workforce, that is 10 crores people in India, are as casual and temporary or migrant workers, which are actually hugely impacted with this kind of lockdown. And out of that 10 crores, 85%, that is 8.5 crores people actually are employed in agriculture and construction. And government now they're restarting this economy, both agri and construction. Slowly they are going to start it from I think 21st. And only 8% of those people are in manufacturing. So all these agriculture, construction and manufacturing are huge employer of the casual and temporary workers, and temporary workers and migrant workers actually will be definitely moving. They already moved most of them to their native places. But the moment the opening happens, first time we will again see the people who are stuck there, they will move back to their states, big UP, Bihar, or wherever from there, Rajasthan or any other state, Jharkhand and all. So I see a big kind of, I think, disturbance in construction, manufacturing and agriculture sector, at least next couple of quarters or maybe beyond that. That's a big worry. And these are the people whose savings are absolutely very low. Now, how they will kind of, I think, sustain their day-to-day life is going to be a big challenge for the government and NGO sectors in terms of their meeting their day-to-day needs of food, shelter, clothing, etc. So the biggest challenge for the government is kind of, I think, this segment. Second biggest segment I see is the medium and small enterprises. In India, about 7 crores SMEs are there, and they employ about 12 crore employees, and they are about 30% of the GDP. That's again very, very huge segment, and most of them today are impacted due to lockdown. Now, for them, recovery will be very, very slow. I think the availability of credit lines, availability of manpower is going to be, and supply chains. This kind of, I think, sector is going to be major impacted, especially medium and more SMEs. So I think for regulators and the government, apart from the casual workers, the MSME is a kind of, I think, big problem to be handled immediately to make sure that unemployment doesn't happen. The companies, they don't kind of, I think, go out of businesses. Another thing in this kind of consolidation phase, the bigger are becoming much bigger and the richer are becoming much richer. So I think we have a serious problem for this migrant and MSME. I'm really, I think, really worried about, and that can give me sleepless nights to all of us. And we can see huge number of bankruptcies and of course job losses. So we can move to the next slide, please. So these are all guesswork, but as I said, that June quarter GDP, because April is washed out, May and June also will have opening. So our GDP actually will go down by 12% in this quarter, although on the for the whole year will be about 2%. These are the initial estimates. I'm not an economist, but talking to our economist, my company economist, and reading into kind of, I think, various analysis coming in, that's the kind of, I think, estimate I'm seeing it. The one big kind of, I think, issue which comes to my mind, which I should have shared in the beginning, is the availability of the vaccine. That will completely change all these kind of, I think, estimates or numbers. If the earliest best estimate is saying that in 2021 only will be the vaccine available. So how do we manage this 2020 without vaccine is going to be a big challenge. And if the God is blessed, maybe we can see quick vaccines or some other alternate therapies available to the people so that we can control the COVID-19 problems much more smoothly. Otherwise, there's going to be big challenge. And that you don't know, because we are on, that event is unknown and unknowable. So I don't know when the vaccine will come and how the spread will happen. So I would definitely qualify my statement and all my numbers subject to that. So the real GDP will be 2 to 3%, and next year our estimate is about 4% for the country. Yeah. So we can move next in terms of some of the sectors which are actually worst impacted now. The travel, tourism, restaurants are practically shut. Real estate, construction, alcohol, hospitality, the hotels or the people like Airbnb or other hospitality companies, the sports companies, the event management companies, Indian marriage industry, which is huge, all kind of, I think, transportation, taxis, aviation, importers, exporters, the luxury, that is discretionary spend, cosmetics, non-vegetarian, I think that's good for us, microfinance, and leveraged NBFCs. So these are the sectors which are actually hit badly, and we feel that still they will remain impacted for 2 to 3 quarters or maybe more for them to slowly come back based on how do we open up. The sectors, I think the digital and e-commerce sector is going to be the biggest beneficiary. So e-commerce means online industry, online health, online sports, online coaching, online advisory services, social games, online entertainment services, and many other digital tools and training, interaction mediums, work from home tools, touch-free products, uh, sanitation products, packaging, which are touch-free packaging, local tourism. As and when we open up, I think international tourism will be big, but at least as and when it open, local tourism will be a big boost. So Indians will first travel within the country for social, religious, or maybe for leisure purpose. There will be huge demand for naturopathy services, Ayurveda, yoga, ready to eat or quick cooked foods, home hygienic products, succession planning, insurance, investment counseling, advisory services. So most of the kind of I think services which are digital or which can be provided by the digital mode, which I call it phygital mode, where physical person delivering and digital experience. So keep in mind this phygital world, which is going to be huge in demand, where the people will like today. If I'm doing my yoga on Zoom with my yoga teacher, I talk to all my meetings are on Zoom or on webinars. So these are the new tools really which we are using it now, and they will be much more popular. Even really, I think going forward, the people will have lifestyle changes. We already are exploring out of my 6,500 people today. Not today, but yesterday when the markets were open, 47 people, less than 1% of the people out of 6,500 people which we have employed, only have gone to my office. Rest all our people are working from home. Now we are exploring. I've given the project to my HR and technology guys, how we can at least make at least 20% of our workforce can work from home without impacting the business or even becoming much better than what we are. Yeah, so we can move next. Now the top of outperformers so far in the markets as well as a business is the pharmaceuticals, because of I think people are running towards a lot of medicines and pharmacy and your companies which are into all kind of pathological labs. Insurance, there will be huge demand for insurance products, uh, which is health as well as general insurance. Technology, we are going to use much more. So the world, I think, which was going digital will go even faster. We have to find the newer ways of working. The consumers spending will be on basic items, lower ticket size. I think luxury is going to be a serious problem. The high-end real estate prices may crash from here in short term. Uh, uh, the commercial real estate price rentals will go down substantially. And in this scenario, I think for India, because of the US will share the numbers, I think in terms of the markets, we have also, I think, fallen sharply. Please go to the next slide. So can India, as I said, that become the biggest alternative to China in manufacturing? See, the India already, we are the biggest back office provider to the world. Biggest, I think we have about 55% market share of the global servicing business. Now, can we have the same replicated for manufacturing? Because as I said earlier, that world needs to have some alternate to China. Now, who will come? I don't know. So for India, I think there's the biggest opportunity for us if we can do ease of doing business. If the government is very, very proactive in terms of labor reforms, availability of land, availability of capital, reasonable interest rate, I think we can become a big alternate in manufacturing also. So made in India, of course, made for India, made in India make in India can become a big kind of not only political slogan but a big kind of theme for us to really provide not only the employment but also to generate the big forex income. We are already the world's third largest startup ecosystem. We are the second largest producer. It's not that we are small in manufacturing some of the sector like the steel, cement, sectors, cars. We are already in top number 1, number 2, number 3 in terms of manufacturing. So can we learn for those experiences and provide the biggest alternate platform which is available to India, and world would love to do business with India. And that's the kind of biggest opportunity for all of us can we create a very strong manufacturing ecosystem for us to become the better one, and then the biggest later. I think that we got a huge amount of strengths: the democracy strength, free speaking press, the judiciary, independent judiciary. These are all kind of, I think, big strength. The English population, the education system. I think the time zone. They are all one of the biggest kind of positive for India, and I think we should take that bet. I would be quite optimistic on that. All sectors now, if you look at the next slide, in terms of market, the worst impact is the media. The market is crashed by 58% in media, metals crashed 48%, auto 43%, banks 37%, real estate 35%. These are the worst performers, but in short term, because they're all hit badly, I think the worst impacting is the consumers, the pharma, the technology. These are the sectors I would say have done better. Then really the worst impacting, but I think recovery slowly will happen once we see the open ups. The Bloomberg estimate is saying that huge, of course, as I said, the earning cuts will be more than 20% in some of the. Can you move to the next slide, please? So auto, energy, financials, infra, construction. The slide number 17. Yeah. So there we see huge amount of earnings cut, and some of the sectors we see some positive and resilient trends will be the, as I said, consumers, telecom, healthcare. These are sectors where I think they will not be as much impact others. So we can move to the next slide. So these are the again some estimate from our economists, our research, where drugs and pharma impact is moderate. The recovery will be very fast, but livestock severe, retail severe, wholesale non-food items severe. Next, please. Textile will be moderate impact. Recovery in short term will happen. Logistics severe, but in terms of recovery, it will be medium term. Metals is moderate impact. Recovery also will be medium term. Auto very high impact, but recovery will take time. We will circulate the presentation so you can see more in detail. Entertainment severe, gem and jewelry severe, tourism severe, hospitality severe, and recovery of course will be taking time. Next slide. Yeah. Next please. 21 number. Banking, electronics, micro, small and medium terms is high impact, and recovery also will be long term. When I see moderate means 6 months, when I see high, medium means 7 to 12 months, and severe means more than 12 months recovery. Next slide, please. 22nd. So we have seen huge amount of FI outflows, but I think the silver line is the domestic flows are very strong. FIs has sold equities worth 62,000 crores, about more than $6 billion worth of equities, which is absorbed equally by, more or less equally by the domestic investors, despite that the market has fallen because of the sentiment is weak. So I think this is one of the highest and the fastest outflow of money we have seen in the markets, and that has really led to the crash in the market. The markets recovers. If you look at the past data, can we move to the next slide, please? When we look at the past data, I think historically the year in which the market has crashed, most of the time in next 3 to 12 months, the markets have bounced back. So, and the higher you can lead how much really I think in that particular time the markets have fallen anywhere between 60% to 15%. So these are the falls we have seen between 15% to 60% in one particular year. And on the last right hand, you can see how the recovery happened on 12 months basis, when the recovery happened anywhere between 92% and lowest in 2 times out of these 10, 11 times 3 to 4%. So there's I would say 90% or 95% probability that next year when the markets recover, it is going to be V-shaped recovery for the markets. Markets in the past had withstood many shocks, although of not this COVID magnitude, but look at all kind of shocks we have seen. 2008 was the biggest financial kind of I think crisis, although in terms of human life that was not passive, but we had seen huge amount of correction, but the next year after that we have really, I think, recovered well. So I'm optimistic that the economy or the price correction will happen fast, although time correction will take time. Next, please. Wherever the correction happens, always looking back, we see it was a missed opportunity, except this one. So most of the investors feel earlier it was a missed opportunity, we missed it, but this time it will be different. But history says this time is no different. So we must prepare and give the best shot to the recovery and start investing into the market. Next slide, please. So how one should react as far as the markets are concerned? Beautifully, it's a good cartoon I read somewhere. There's a panic buying is happening and there's a panic selling is happening. Kid is saying that my mom is doing panic buying of groceries and daily necessities, and my dad is panic selling in the stock market. And both the behaviors are undesirable. You should not go into panic buying for your daily needs while world is coming to an end, and you should not go into panic selling as far as your investments are concerned. Next, please. The most kind of, I think, intelligent and successful guy, is a quote very relevant in today's time: the stock market is devised for transferring money from impatient to the patient. Now, do we have patience for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Those the guys who have sold because the market has crashed by 20-30%, the impatient guys are sold, but the smart and the patient, the guys who have patience, they bought it. In the market, always, really, I think the wealth shifts from impatient guys, from the short-term traders to the panic kind of, I think, sellers to the long-term investors. So definitely it's time to really, I think, build the long-term portfolios. So the buying into the mayhem made sense in the past, and I think it is definitely going to remain now, as volatility is the biggest friend of long-term investors. The best strategy for investors will be to accumulate good fundamental and quality stocks. And as I said, it's very difficult to predict the bottom of the market because we don't know what's going to happen in terms of COVID, what's going to be happening to the economy, because many predictions really, I think, doesn't work in short to medium term. Markets may continue to fall in near term. It may or may not, but this is the time to start investing. Become greedy when the others are fearful. This is time to become greedy and start building your portfolios. So we suggest that 5 to 10% of fresh allocation on a gradual basis every week. You should do that. And please understand, cash is king. In turbulent time, if you've got cash for your business, for investment, definitely that is the biggest insurance we have. So lessons for the corporates as well as for individually. I think conserve cash and manage your cost very, very tightly. Be ruthless. Tighten your belt. I think whatever cost you can kind of cut in terms of whatever manufacturing cost, your people cost, your luxuries cost, or wherever you think the expenditure or the investments in terms of your the capacity building or capital expenditure should be postponed. Remain cash. Build relationship. Keep your relationship with the banks. Don't run from some banks because your cost is high or they don't really, I think, want to lend you. But banks are, of course, sometimes they are fair weather friends, but keep relationship with them so that the credit lines are available to the businesses. Because the economy, when it starts, you will definitely need, as I said, capital, the resource in terms of capital and people. The physical model, the people and digital will become the most important thing. But digital, within the digital is going to be very, very important. The forces of globalization, the forces of digitalization actually is creating huge amount of, I would say, disruptions across the businesses, and that's going to accelerate because of COVID-19. You need to have the war room like a situation. Your strategy should be daily, based on yesterday's data, based on yesterday's political developments, based on what happened in global markets. So I think you need to be really like a war room situation for your strategy. Create special task force for day to day. Create some team who can think for 3 to 6 months, and create some team who can take fast decisions for transforming the business. If you get equity, sell cheap but remain equity, because overcapitalized is always better to be under leveraged than the under leveraged. because the people who are over leveraged are going to have serious problem, because they will not get further lending, and their kind of balance sheets will have maybe short liquidity crisis, and we can see huge amount of the bankruptcy wherever some leverage is very high. That too much dependent on the government also is a big issue, because payments will come very slow. The government's tax scenario is going to be tough, huge kind of discipline, huge fiscal deficits. If the governments are spending trillions of dollars on, I think to make sure that their bottom of the pyramid people, they actually uh, uh, remain kind of, I think, healthy, and they meet their hunger needs. So government, the tax definitely is going to be big impact, and since the government definitely governments, all the expenditure of course capital expenditure will be postponed, and hence I think don't depend too much on the government for your business. I think better to do less business which is in cash rather than which is in credit. So with my concluding remarks, I think I wish all of you that you remain safe, you eat healthy, you exercise daily, and learn every day learning, because knowledge is what going to really, I think, help you in this kind of VUCA word, which is volatile. My favorite word is VUCA: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous word. We need to learn every day, we need to exercise every day, we need to eat healthy, and that will kind of, I think great for our future. You need to reinvent yourself as an individual, as a business. Is never too late. So what are the rules of the games have changed for your health, for your eating, for your business? You need to be definitely agile. Identify the good cost, because as I said, the cost cutting has to be ruthless, because the revenue may not be in your control. I think spend wisely, and that's what the mantra is going to be there. With this, I would like to uh, just say that we are in very difficult and different time today, but being an optimist, and we all have seen this kind of situation has happened in the past. I hope that we go to V-shaped recovery, which is going to be faster, because markets have already bounced back, and country like India, China would say we have far better recovered in terms of even COVID-19 number of patients, and I hope that this recovery will continue. And I think with that,
नाम बोलते
thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm
नाम बोल
open
रहे
to any kind of question and answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Motilal ji Oswal, for giving us insight what is happening. There are a lot of questions. The few questions
So
they ask.
can you close the slideshow now, please? Just close that and go back to, I think, the speaker's view. Yeah. Yes, Gautam ji.
Question is, now the lot of people are dependent on China.
Yes.
Now supply side. Now what do you suggest for that? How we should prepare people who are buying from them?
I think, as I said, I already answered that, Gautam ji, that you need to de-risk your model. Whether you are importer from China or export, or not only China, any one country, because any country going into lockdown or serious problems, I think, because if you look at the past history of China, most of the time the virus has come from there. Okay. Except the 1920 Spanish flu. I don't know about much that, but I think most of the, in China, I think they are crazy people in terms of their eating habits, and the way they live, and the way they actually have their expansive strategy in terms of becoming a superpower. So they are the biggest kind of, I think, threat to the world. So I think maybe your cost will be slightly higher, but you'll have many times you pay insurance premium to get your kind of, I think, supply line efficiently, rather than any kind of ad hoc supplies. So please de-risk that model, and of course it will take time, but I think you need to de-risk. Like what we call investments, asset allocation cannot be with particular 100%. You can't, like, I'm a 100% equity investor, but most of the people, they should not kind of, I think, put 100% into, as you said, that don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Gautam ji, you have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself. We are mute. We can't hear you.
Too much.
Yeah.
We have Ashwin Betala. Ashwin.
Yes, Betala ji. Can't hear you. Can't hear Ashwin.
और नाम लिखना.
Hello. Is it
online?
am I audible?
You can speak.
Yes. You
Yeah.
can speak.
In post-year, post-probable 4 months, 6 months, when every country is keeping a watch on China, there might be some kind of restrictions on China. Might be economical or might be military. In those circumstances, can we expect some more market crash, further market crash?
See, as I said, the markets will remain volatile. Okay. And I don't know what's going to happen in short term. But we already seen a big kind of, I think, crash from here. But temporarily, we should be ready for any kind of, I think, big correction on the market side or even big disruption on the global businesses side. Because as I said, there is a big force, unknown and unknowable. Because there is no precedent, okay, where 300 crores people kind of, I think, were operating out of home or they were just relaxing at home.
Clearly.
Okay. And the vaccine is absolutely not going to be available in short term. So very difficult to predict the situation. And that's why I said that remain very, very cautious. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Keep in mind, hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Plan for L-shaped recovery. The recovery is going to take time. I hope that will not take time, but we need to plan because that's where I think that brings longevity to human beings as well as to the businesses. I think the safety of life is much more important today than making some money here and there.
Thank you. Can we have next Sharmi Shah? Charmi Shah.
You need to unmute her.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Inda is doing.
Yes, Armin.
Yeah, so good evening. So I wanted to ask, so you mentioned that India will face an unemployment rate of 25%. So
Yep,
what will be your advice or motivation for young graduates or postgraduates at this point of time? Because personally speaking, I will postgraduate in the month of July, and looking at the current scenario, I don't see myself landing at a job anytime before September or October. So
Sure.
what could be my driving force at this point of time into markets?
Charmi, you should apply to Jito on the Jito platform. Okay, we have Jito Employment Exchange platform, so you must apply it there first just to do marketing for Jito. But I think, as I said in my talk, that skilling is very important. That how do you skill yourself? The expertise, what you want to create, what's your passion, and what are your strengths. Based on that, you become expert of whatever you want to become. Because knowledge-based industry is the biggest kind of, I think, knowledge is the biggest insurance against any kind of, I think, volatility in the economic conditions. So if you want to earn more, I always say learn more. Okay. So keep on learning the skills, keep on reading, and try to make sure that digital learning, access on the digital channels, create your own kind of, I think, platform for you to reach out to the whole world, become more aggressive in social media by sharing your thoughts so that people start knowing your talent. And then, of course, I think you will get opportunity for you to really work. Don't be impatient. I think it can take some more time, and don't take any wrong career decisions in short term. Think it over and then move forward. But I think knowledge is the biggest shield for everybody, including me and you. And you need to remain everyday student. Every day you have to learn something. All of us, every day we have to learn something. Because I was not knowing how to do daily meetings with my team. Now I can do 20 today in the morning from 9 o'clock till 1:45. I had all the reviews with my businesses. We had strategy session with all my senior management team, which we have never explored. Okay. Or today, what we are seeing on this channel, where 700, 800 people are logged in, and we are just talking, interacting like we are just sitting next to each other. So this no-touch environment, again, I think is teaching us a lot of other things.
We have Anil Jain, our Secretary General, would like to ask anything, Anil Bhai? He is also there. Chennai. Anil Bhai, are you there?
Anilji,
Yeah,
I'm muting your.
yeah, just unmuted me. Motilaji, thank you very much, Motilaji.
Hi, Anilji. Hi.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
You've been always very kind and good to Jito, and always been giving us a lot of insights about the financial market.
Jito is a family, yaar. Huh? So
Yes, thank you. And I
we
think
all eat, live, and sleep with Jito.
yes, sir, thank you, sir.
That's the passion. Thanks to Jito, I think I would say what I have got from Jito maybe 100 times than what I have given to Jito.
Yeah, that's right, sir. I think there's always to get more from Jito. So one very important thing which I don't know if it's a question or just an thought process that today I actually feel the whole economy is not draining so much because of actual issues. It's more of sentiment and people feeling negative about it. I think the air today has to be a very positive air. I don't know how digitally via social media we can do that, because uh, except stock market, I think not everything has fallen so much. Globally, everything is still there. Infrastructure will be still growing. There'll still be need for roads, highways, power. Nothing will stop. I mean, people's lifestyle will come back to what it was in 2 months back to similar situation in 3 to 6 months. So I think today it's more of a positive environment which is required to make people feel good.
I agree, Anilji. The two biggest, I would say, capital I would feel today is the one is the optimism, and second thing is the courage. Okay, these are the two things really which are really most really required today, and we have survived many crises in the past. I think the power of humans should not be undermined, and I'm sure we will kind of I think bounce back. History is repeating himself because many more like 19. We have seen the World War situation. We have seen the SARS crisis. We have seen the Spanish flu. We have seen some small kind of I think other flus like I think you saw. I think a lot of other things. But I think we always have emerged stronger as a humanity, and in difficult time also only you take challenges, and I'm sure the whole world is working towards inventing the I would say the vaccine, and the governments are working overnight to make sure that people kind of I think don't kind of I think go into some kind of I think negativity or health issues. And India, as I said, that India I've seen that India के लिए तो बहुत बड़ा opportunity है to snatch the manufacturing from China, because I think we don't have our immunities are very strong, and people like Jains, I think Jainism as a way of life has become very popular today. Okay, the Jainism way of eating, the Jainism way of I would say ahimsa, anikantvad, aparigraha. I think huge amount of donations, and you've seen the kind of activities being done by Jito and many Jains. I think is really amazing. So I think this kind of human spirit always really I think bring the best out of humanity. So I'm very optimistic, Anilji, and we have seen the worst 2008 financial crisis was much bigger than today. The markets had crashed by more than 60% in just I think few months. Just 2008, just 11-12 years back.
Yeah.
So we should not too much worry about that. We should remain optimistic. But as I said, that hope for the best, but plan for the worst.
Yes, sir. I agree, sir. I personally also am feeling the same. I think for me, I think it's a very big opportunity which is lying in front of me. How much I take it is up to my capability and my positivity, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Anil Bhai. We have a Vipul Jain. Is it a Vipul from Dubai? I don't know. It's a Vipul Jain.
Hi, am I audible?
Hi, Vipul Bhai. We can hear you.
Hi, Vipul. Yeah, hi. Actually, I'm not from Dubai. I'm from Chennai. My name is Vipul Jain.
Okay.
अच्छा, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था कि अभी जैसे USA is the worst affected in terms of the number of COVID patients, and which nobody had seen until 30 days back. People thought China is the ceiling. इससे ऊपर कौन जाएगा? Now US was affected. Other countries have also overtaken China in terms of number of patients affected by COVID. I want to understand how will the current
Sorry, we lost you.
short term.
Vipul bhai, we lost your voice.
Yeah, hello.
Your voice is cracking. थोड़ा आवाज
Hello.
आपका गड़बड़ हो रहा है.
अभी आ रहा है मेरा आवाज? Am I audible now?
You just keep on
Hello.
speaking. Let's see how much I can able to listen to you. Just keep on speaking.
Yeah, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको अभी?
हाँ जी, आ रही है.
Okay. मेरे को ये जानना है USD how will it perform in next near future? As in INR कैसे perform करेगा near future में?
If I have to look at this is my guess. My guess, and maybe I'm more optimistic. I think China, US, and India, these three superpowers, kind of I think will fight with each other for supremacy in business world. And I hope with this China crisis and US also I think getting impacted, and India taking very decisive I think steps like locking down even ahead of many other countries despite very low numbers. I think India is emerging very, very stronger, and touch wood, I think will be the biggest kind of beneficiary. And in any case, without COVID also, people were saying that before 2025, India will emerge the third or fourth largest economy. So I think we must be prepared to take that slot. And that's not only my hope, but I think the situation on the ground is becoming very, very favorable for India with very decisive leadership under Mr. Modi. And I think the too much domestic consumption, and as I said that 30 to 40 crores people coming in, young people joining the markets and in the economy, I think we are in a very sweet spot as to in that direction. And if that is so, then Indian currency again I think will I would say becoming quite strong. Although we factor in 3 to 4% depreciation historically.
Poonam Kothari, they wanted to unmute.
She's there. I'm unmuting Poonam Kothari.
Okay. And after that, Motilal ji will summarize.
Okay. She's all.
Jai Jindra Motilal ji, what's up?
Jai Jindra Poonam ji.
My son want to ask the one question.
हाँ जी बोलिए ना.
Jai Jindra. I wanted to ask, like you spoke about how after the COVID, it's possible that India might take over like some of China's production capabilities. But is India really able to take it? Because when the tariffs were applied, a lot of people thought that India would take over that production capability. But that hasn't really happened in a lot of industries.
I understand. I can understand where you are coming. But if you look at, see, first thing is that in service industry, we got huge domination, right? Thanks to our, I think, and that came out of what, Y2K. That Y2K problem was the biggest kind of, I think, event for India to come on the global IT radar. Now, can this COVID can be Y2K moment for India in manufacturing? That's my question. And if we can create excellence in service industry where we cater to, as I said, 55% of the global offshoring service model through technology, and now manufacturing also really has huge amount of technology impact.
Yeah.
So if our government can take some kind of, I think, steps, in any case, we are spending huge amount of money on infrastructure. Okay. And government wants to make in India. Now, as I said, if we can have the cheaper available of capital and good or some modified labor reforms, I think Indian entrepreneurs are unbeatable. Indian talent is unbeatable. What we don't have is the capital at reasonable rate and good kind of, I think, I would say, motivation from the government for entrepreneurs like you and me. Definitely.
No, I agree with that. I think that's the biggest barrier
if we
for
can become despite all the constraints, world's largest motorcycle manufacturers,
yeah,
world's largest cement, second largest cement producer, or still second largest or highest steel producer, they're all manufacturing, right?
yeah,
And you got huge amount of SMEs who are actually doing excellent job. Look at company like Bharat Forge. You got huge amount of companies, I think, which actually are doing great job. I think my sense is if the world want to de-risk from China, and we all wish for that, including US, say largest economy, US want to de-risk from China.
yeah,
India in our own benefit. We got Europeans as our great friends, then Chinese. Okay, we speak better English than Chinese. Okay, so I think odds are in favor of India. Now the challenge is to us whether are we able to do that or not. So we must take that challenge, I think, for right reasons, and rest will be history. But I don't know. I would use COVID-19 as a, I would say, Lehman moment or YTQ moment for India.
yeah.
थैंक यू सर.
आप आ जाइए वापस इंडिया में आने की तैयारी कीजिए इंडिया में.
बस खोल दीजिए, हम आ जाएंगे इंडिया, आ ही जाएंगे आप.
Thank you, Poonam ji. And we have Rakesh Shankla ji and Pokarna ji from Bhilwara. Can you please unmute both of them? Rakesh Shankla ji.
Sir, actually there is 4 Rakesh ji and surname.
Rakesh Shankla Pune.
राकेश सांकला.
हाँ, Shankla ji.
They have not mentioned the surname.
राजेश जी सांकला है कि राकेश सांकला? राजेश जी सांकला.
Rajesh ji, okay.
राजेश सांकला. दे दो. I think
he is online.
Yeah. शर्मिला ओसवाल को भी चांस दो. उसका भी मैसेज आया. She wants to ask a question.
ठीक है.
मोतीलाल जी जय गणेश.
हाय जय गणेश.
मोतीलाल जी एक क्वेश्चन, आपने भी बताया कि 20% लोगों को आप घर से काम कराएंगे.
हाँ जी.
तो इस तरीके से, क्योंकि अभी जो नया पुणे में जो आया हुआ है सिस्टम की, कोई भी आता है काम करने के लिए आईटी सेक्टर में, और कई पुणे में बहुत आईटी सेक्टर के 5-5.5 लाख लोग हैं, वो रेंट के ऊपर घर लेते हैं, फिर कभी बेंगलोर गया, कभी चेन्नई गया, कभी अमेरिका गया. तो हाउसिंग का पुणे में जो मार खाया था, या हाउसिंग पुणे में ठंडा हुआ है, तो क्या है आपका 20% का रूल अगर सबने किया तो ये हाउसिंग के लिए बूस्ट नहीं होगा क्या?
देखिए, दो चीजें हैं, कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट एंड रेसिडेंशियल रियल एस्टेट. सो कमर्शियल तो काफी इम्पैक्ट होगा. नाउ रेसिडेंशियल में क्या होता है कि पीपल फर्स्ट वांट टू हैव द जॉब सिक्योरिटी. पहला अगर जॉब सिक्योरिटी होगा तो ही मैं घर के लिए देखूंगा. तो जैसे मैंने बताया कि 10 करोड़ जो लोग हमारे माइग्रेंट लोग हैं, जो इधर से उधर, जो जिनके पास घर नहीं है, जो जॉब के लिए इधर उधर जाते हैं. नाउ हाउ डू वी मेक श्योर दैट वी गिव देम कंफर्ट एंड सिक्योरिटी फॉर देयर जॉब्स?
क्योंकि अभी क्या हो रहा है,
सॉरी क्या बोल रहे हैं आप?
अभी क्या हो रहा है कि ये जैसे गवर्नमेंट 3 महीना 4 महीना 5 महीना हर एक को वक्त दे रही है कि बाबा इंस्टॉलमेंट मत भरिएगा, और जिन लोगों के रेंट के ऊपर घर है उनको रोज सुबह पैसा मांगा जाता है. तो एक खुद के लिए जो एश्योरिटी, अपनी इंडियन कल्चर के हिसाब से एश्योरिटी के लिए, बाबा नहीं मेरा घर है, मुझे टेंशन नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है क्या?
डेफिनेटली होगा राजेश जी. आप देखेंगे ना, हमारा जो our home GDP offer home about our home finance is about 10 to 12%. Globally, it is 40 to 50%. Okay, and so many young people who are coming to the job market. I think there will be a lot of opportunities, and digital. ऐसा नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि digital will kind of, I think, kill the job of skilled people. Now, skill-based jobs, they will be highly in demand. Okay.
Yes.
So डिमांड तो आएगा, धीरे धीरे आएगा, डेफिनेटली वापस आएगा. और हाउसिंग का जो डिमांड, जैसे अपना होम फाइनेंस, जैसे आई आल्सो रन अ होम फाइनेंस बिजनेस, वी आल्सो रन NBFC, सो वी मस्ट हैव फंडेड अबाउट 65,000 homes in last 4 years which are affordable between 10 lakhs to 25 lakhs, and these are all first time home buyers. And मेरा तो बहुत छोटा कंपनी है होम फाइनेंस में. सो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ कैपिटल, बट पहले तो जॉब सिक्योरिटी चाहिए राजेश जी. जॉब मिलेगा तो अपने आप घर तो मिल ही जाएगा. आप
ये आप अफोर्डेबल का जो बोलते हैं ना, 10 लाख 12 लाख 15 लाख, इसका वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा आना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. आपका
सबसे पहले आएगा जब भी हाउसिंग मार्केट खुलेगा ना, सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट. आप देखो रियल एस्टेट मार्केट पिछले 8-10 साल से मंदी चल रहा है, लेकिन अफोर्डेबल इज स्टिल डूइंग गुड बिजनेस. सो द बिगेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी विल बी इन अफोर्डेबल होम फाइनेंस. अगर आपका टर्न अराउंड फास्ट हो सकता है और आपका कॉस्ट आपका लो है ना, आई थिंक दैट्स अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी. बट क्या होता है कि डेवलपर्स लोग मोस्टली बिग आर दे आर लिवरेज्ड, सबने अपना लैंड बैंक बना लिया, ऊंचे ऊंचे प्राइस में प्रोजेक्ट ले लिए, बहुत लिवरेज हो गए, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम है. और आप लोग आप मतलब नॉट यू पर्सनली बट the real estate guys borrow at anywhere between 12% to 30%, because आपका मार्जिन बहुत ज्यादा था पहले, लेकिन वो मार्जिन तो भी बचा नहीं. सो अगर लो कॉस्ट हाउसिंग फास्ट टर्न अराउंड आप कर पाएंगे ना, then you can actually be in business. Low margin, fast turnaround, and don't kind of, I think, leverage yourself.
Thank you. We have Shamila Ostwal. After that, you will take Prithviraj Kothari, our GTO chairman of GTO Administration Foundation. Shamila Ostwal.
Jai Jirendra Sir, Motilal ji, it was a fantastic session.
Hi Shamila. Hi.
Hi.
Without,
and
without cosmetic, you are looking horrible. Let me tell you. कॉस्मेटिक वालों का क्या होगा? शर्मिला के लिए मैंने स्पेशल स्लाइड में डाला कि cosmetic industry is going through serious kind of trouble because ladies really who are really, I think, love to use cosmetics and they love to buy luxury. They are all going through serious trouble.
So you mentioned Ayurveda is going to have a great scope. So see the glow. So this glow indicates that Ayurveda is going to have a great scope.
Absolutely. मैं तो बहुत खुश हूँ कि my wife is spending less on all cosmetics and purse and shopping and all. So I'm very happy.
Yeah. So just I wanted to ask question actually this regards to the startups because after your presentation, बड़े businesses के पास तो reserve है, पर जो ये startups जो हुए हैं, तो startups के लिए post COVID what will be the scenario? And my number 2 is considering Jain ladies. We have done a lot of entrepreneurial trainings and we have made them independent. Now my worry is COVID post this, how would be the situation and what should be the businesses even Jain ladies should think of or plan for? So startups and both ladies.
So as far as startup is concerned, I think there's lot of casualties going to happen. जो कैपिटल जो फ्री कैपिटल जो मिल रहा था ना, सब लोग बोल रहे थे, just to give you some examples, not that they are bad companies, that every company from Flipkart to Paytm to your Oyo, they've raised billions of dollars in capital without having serious visibility about the cash flows. देखिए, business is all about profitability. Yes, profitability can be year 1, it can be year 10. But कहीं कहीं आपका profitability model चाहिए. The fundamental part of business is that at the end of the day you have to make money. So the first casualty and the biggest casualty is going to all the startups who are blowing a lot of money without earnings in place. So वो tap आपका बंद हो जाएगा. Okay, that is number 1. Now the second question is the startups who have raised some capital, they should use that capital sensibly. Don't blow capital अगर तुम्हारे पास business model नहीं है. And you assume that availability of capital is not going to be there. So you need to figure out what is the lean and mean mode of business. Okay. So there are huge number of startups who actually are making money. As I say, online pharmacy hai. I buy my own kind of pharmacy, not now, but say 3 साल से I get 20% discount and एक click of button में मेरी 10 medicine order हो जाती है और 3 घंटे में मेरे घर delivery आता है 20% discount. So there can be और जैसे मैं बोलता हूँ मेरा योगा टीचर, I do yoga through Zoom. ना उसका 3 घंटा टाइम बच गया. Now instead of taking 8 students, 5 or 6 students in a day, he can take 12 or 15 students a day or online coaching. So online training, communication skills. So जैसे मैंने आपको बहुत सारी list दिए presentation में will share you. So there are a lot of new models also are emerging. Like my daughter-in-law Natasha, she's creating a lot of kind of, I think now presentations and video clips sitting at home.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
So the creativity-driven model, knowledge-based model, skill-based model are going to be hugely in demand. Now same. So now coming back to the second question, same answers. That ladies have got so much talent. Can you run online music? Kind of, I think, teaching. You can teach music. You can teach kind of, I think, cooking classes. You can take coaching classes, cooking classes. You can take yoga classes. You can actually do a lot of online. Go to TikTok, put your own kind of talent through TikToks and through other social media. Share your knowledge, read a lot of books, teach to the students. So all this service-based industry will get huge amount of I would say growth in this kind of era. So आप लेडीज को बोलो कि आप घर से बैठ के बहुत सारा कुछ अपने अपना जहाँ टैलेंट है ना, आपका जो नेचुरल टैलेंट है ना, now bring it out. And from your platform, Jito platform, Ladies Wing platform, you should actually promote I'm addressing a lot of seminars to ladies. Next week I think Jito Calcutta and FICCI Ladies Forum Calcutta is doing some seminars and events. But I think so all business models actually are evolving, or home delivery models. So look at kitna bada business ho raha, home delivery models, groceries, pharmacies, fruits, vegetables, daily needs, and then slowly people will start spending money on non-discretionary items also. So I think the power of the idea is huge. You need to have some good idea and market it itself, but keep your cost low. Don't blow money on the hope that business will come.
Okay, yeah. Can we have a bullion king? Prithviraj ji.
Hi Prithviraj ji.
कैसे हैं मोतीलाल जी? जय जयेंद्र मोतीलाल जी। आप तो हमारे मेरे तो आइडल है, या आप पूरे जैनों के आइडल है।
नहीं यार, हम तो सब साथ में हैं। आप लोग अपना जीतो प्लेटफॉर्म इतना अच्छा है, इतना अच्छा काम कर रहा है सेवा में, आप लोग सब साथ में है। That gives so much proud to all of us that we are at least working for the community. और हम इस बार ऐसा किया कि हम जैनों के लिए काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, दूसरों के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। This is the biggest thing for us. पहले हमने जीतो जैनों के लिए काम किया, अभी जीतो सबके लिए काम कर रहा है।
सर जैसा कि आपने बताया कि लाइफस्टाइल चेंज करनी पड़ेगी, बिजनेस मॉडल चेंज करना पड़ेगा, हर चीज चेंज करना पड़ेगा, तो बहुत से अपने जैनों के भी जॉब कट हो जाएंगे, तो उसके बारे में आपकी क्या धारणा है, और जीतो उसके बारे में क्या कर रहा है, और आगे हमको क्या करना चाहिए? हम लोग आपसे जानना चाहते हैं कि जो अपने साधर्मिक भाइयों का जो जॉब कट होगा, आज 1 महीने से घर पे बैठे, और अब पता नहीं है कि 3 तारीख को खुले या नहीं भी खुले, कि जिस हिसाब से जो फैलाव हो रहा है अभी भी कंट्रोल में आ नहीं रहा है, तो आपकी क्या धारणा है कि अपने जैन फैमिली के बारे में, या जो साधर्मिक भाइयों की जो परेशानियां आ रही है, आगे जो जॉब कट होंगे उनके बारे में जीतो या आपने क्या सोच के रखा है कि उनकी अपन कैसे सुरक्षा कर सकते हैं, हर जगह हर चीज से उनकी खाने की व्यवस्था होए?
पृथ्वीराज जी, एट जीतो लेवल, मैं इंग्लिश में बात करूंगा बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट ऑफ ग्लोबल पीपल। सो एट जीतो लेवल we need to create a project on war footing. पहले तो अपने हंगर पे लिया कि at least we are giving all the kind of stuff which is really I think basic, so that I think day to day they are serviced. But now the next biggest project has to be providing the employment. अपना जो our employment exchange program, employment exchange has to actually work on war footing, and we must give priority to our own kind of I think sadhamic wise. आप समझे ना? Whatever help we can do, okay. So we must at least take kind of I think oath that, and God is very kind to us, to you and me and all of the members who are here, very kind to us. So we must make sure that we do something for our community so that they don't remain at home. Can we create a database? Can we create a war room for employment? Can we create a hotline? कि boss आप profile भेजो, and can we also take the kind of I think also requirement from all the people who are actually job providers, people like you and me. आप मुझे बोलो पृथ्वीराज जी ऑर्डर दो कि आप मेरे 10 बंदों को ले लो आप, और एटलीस्ट लो नहीं 3 महीने के लिए आप उसको ट्रेनिंग दे दो, skills. So I'll be very happy to take 30-50 guys whom I can really I think train them, and to make sure that they get good advice, they become good advisors in my business. Same thing you can also. So we have got huge amount of skills. The skill impartment is the kind of I think easiest thing for us to do that. So I think I would request Pradeep ji if he's here, or Ganpat ji if they're there, or you, let's at least take a project on war footing to make sure that we actually help, because this is the time to help. This is really the time to help. आप मुझे बोलो कि मेरे 50 बच्चों का आप ट्रेन कर दो 3 महीने के लिए, आई एम विलिंग टू टेक दिस प्रोजेक्ट। आप बोलो 25 बच्चों को उसको जॉब दे दो 3 महीने के लिए, 6 महीने के लिए, आई एम विलिंग टू टेक दैट। So can we take that kind of commitment from across the people?
ऐसा है कि मोतीलाल जी पूरी अपने समाज की, पूरी जैनों की सिर्फ नजर जीतो के ऊपर है, कि जीतो से हमें कुछ अपेक्षा है कि जीतो हमारे लिए कुछ करेगा?
डेफिनेटली होनी भी चाहिए, और हमने काम अच्छे किए हैं ना. When you do good job, people definitely, I think, raise their expectations. So we have to raise the bar. We have to raise the bar, because we are the biggest, not only donors, or we are not only about creating the biggest IAS or IPS or biggest entrepreneurs or engineers or IITians, but now we are also there to provide them the job.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have a last question. Pokarna ji from Bhilwara.
Sir, pranam.
Pranam. Kaise Bhilwara model is doing very well. I'm very happy that all our guys have done
all have been controlled now.
Amazing work. Bhilwara chapter ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. मैं आप सबको बोलूँगा, सब उनकी थोड़ी प्रशंसा करें, उनको acknowledge करें. And I think they have really come out of this crisis very well. And Bhilwara model has become the model for the whole country.
Yes, sir. Sir, one question for Bhilwara. What do you think about textile and tourism hotel-like industries?
Textile and tourism, ना?
Yeah.
मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन में मेरी बात की है. शॉर्ट टर्म डेफिनेटली इज बैड फॉर टूरिज्म. जब भी खुलेगा डोमेस्टिक टूरिज्म बहुत खुलेगा, और मुझे लगता है राजस्थान टूरिज्म के लिए राजस्थान लोग बहुत जाएंगे. राजस्थान अभी दुबई और ये हांगकांग और थाईलैंड जाने के बजाय लोग राजस्थान जाएंगे, केरला में जाएंगे. सो आई थिंक डोमेस्टिक, बट इट विल टेक टाइम. जैसे मैंने बताया, ये लग्जरी आइटम है. पहले तो पीपल नीड टू फील कंफर्टेबल कि भाई थिंग्स हाउ दे बिकम नॉर्मल, how people kind of I think start all these SMEs. जैसे मैंने बताया कि 10 kind of I think करोड़ SMEs हमारे पास है, 7 करोड़ SMEs है, MSMEs है. Now they have to be first kind of I think start working. So ये जो आपका जो इकोनॉमिक साइकिल है will take time, but I don't think so 3-6 महीने में टूरिज्म में कुछ होने वाला है. 3-6 महीने में टेक्सटाइल में नहीं होने वाला है. Only low cost items in textile will be in hugely demand.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ji.
Okay, Motilal sir, I'm happy to tell you that we had crossed almost 1,000 people, and I got so many messages not able to join. So thank you for excellent session. We enjoyed.
You can share the presentation with people.
Yeah.
So recording will do that.
Would you like to summarize it?
You want me to summarize?
Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. I think first I would say that I feel really proud that Jainism way of life is coming back here. People are appreciating in global media. I've read newspaper articles. I've read a lot of stuff on video chats that Jainism way of life actually is being recognized, because it is very scientific, very logical, and very practical. So my request to all of you should be that let's at least see, we exported yoga and then we imported back. So a lot of things we exported meditation from India, it came back. Now we should not export Jainism. We, in fact, to a large extent, Jainism also is exported. Now we should not say just because of somebody says that's absolutely. But Jainism is a way of life. Has got to be all these principles and practices are proven scientific and logical and practical to do that. When it comes to eating habits, when it comes to meditation habits, when it comes to helping our own kind of, I think, sadharmics, bhais, when it comes to, I would say, Anikantvad, why the word is fighting? Because there are multiple views, but Jainism saying कि भाई Anikantvad, हम लोग तो बोलते हैं सर्व मंगल मांगल्यम सर्व कल्याणकारम, कि सबका भला हो. हम नहीं बोल रहे जनों का ही भला नहीं हो, सबका भला हो. So I think we need to have that kind of confidence and conviction in the Jainism way of life, and we can actually become the most kind of, I think, ideal people for the whole world to follow Jainism. So that's number one kind of, I think, at least I have learned. मैं हमेशा घर में देखता हूँ कि भाई 6:30 से पहले मैं खाना खा लेता हूँ. I do in the morning, I do prayer. I don't go to temples, but I do prayer. I do meditation, Jainism way of meditation. So I'm trying to imbibe those kind of, I think, practices, which is really helping me day-to-day life. I'm not taking as a religion. I'm taking as a way of life. So that's kind of, I think, number one. Number two is, I think, as I said, that hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Because you don't know. This recovery will happen 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or we will see V shape or we'll see W shape. W will be recovery. Again, really, you will go back because China में problem हुआ वापस. The cases are recurring again. And India is a big country and people are poor. Look at people. Bombay में धारावी में एक ही room में 10 लोग रहते हैं. How it is impossible to do social distancing. Same जगह. So people still are not taking it seriously. So अभी भी लोग जो social gathering है वो बहुत हमारे DNA में है. So those behavior will have to change that. But that's why I say that hope for the best, plan for the worst. Reduce your consumption bare minimum. Save as much as possible. Save your cost. Whatever cost, you have to be ruthless in cost cutting. Now you know what is your cost structure. I don't know, but you know what is your cost structure. Build some models which actually will be applicable, say from digital, and technology is going to be the biggest enabler for many businesses, from traditional businesses. My own businesses sitting at, I did all-time high business on last Thursday, all-time high business with my 45 people working in office, 47 exactly, 47 out of 6,500 people working in office. We have done highest amount of number of transactions. So technology. And as I said, phygital model, physical people, because people are working from home, technology enabling. So phygital people working and enabled by technology has got to be adopted by you guys. That's another very, very important part of this business. And the last thing, I think the compassion, aparigraha, we are known for it. We should show more and more of our own human face, human kind of a humanity, because we live for humanity. The society only has given us so much. To me, society has given, as I said in my opening remark, Jito has given me 100 times than what I have given to Jito. Or the society, all my education happened from funded schools of the society, especially Jain communities. So we need to, I think this is a time where we need to give and give. And I'm telling you, the moment you give and give, the God will give you 100 times return on that giving. But don't expect no returns. So these are my thoughts. I wish you all the best. And Jito should take a project for, I think, employment generation, because that is going to be the second biggest need once the things settle down.
Thank you, Motilal ji. Thank you, Sangeeta, Inder, JF Chairman Manoj Mehta, and my daughter and son in helping me in this.
Hi, very good. She's the artist, one of the most famous artists. Huh?
Yes. So I'm not technical service, so thank you so much, Motilal sir.
Thank you. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.